Oxygen was never meant to keep us alive. Take a deep breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, expanding your chest with what you have always been told is the essence of life. Since elementary school, we are taught that this invisible mixture is a natural gift, the perfectly balanced cradle of the solar system that allowed biology to safely flourish. It feels entirely reliable and permanent, a comforting illusion that wraps around our planet, promising endless tomorrows. But what if every single breath you take is actually an active participation in a delayed chemical suicide? The truth hiding behind that false security is violently different. That oxygen keeping you alive is not a peaceful biological necessity, it is a highly reactive, volatile byproduct of an ancient cataclysm, a statistical anomaly in astrophysics. We are continuously hoarding a corrosive, unstable gas that fundamentally violates the laws of thermodynamics by not immediately plunging into thermal collapse. The only thing preventing this aggressive mixture from instantly combusting under cosmic forces is a fragile, invisible barrier that is already fracturing. Today, we are opening the geological clock to conduct a clinical isotopic analysis of an impending cosmic crime scene. We are going to dissect the exact mechanics of our own execution, a scheduled radiation storm designed to tear directly through our decaying geomagnetic shield. When this inevitable solar rupture occurs, the invisible oxygen you depend on will violently boil into a dense, toxic plasma, methodically burning our fragile biomechanics from the inside out. The countdown to this atmospheric collapse is already ticking, and our current magnetic protection is nothing but a temporary farce delaying an inescapable extinction. If you have the stomach to face the brutal physics of our dying sky and witness the exact mathematical moment this time bomb detonates, leave a like right now to unlock the classified file. The truth about the air you breathe is about to suffocate everything you thought you knew. To understand our atmosphere, we must examine the brutal mechanics of the solar system. Earth is not a static rock, it is a hyperactive thermal engine trapped in a violent orbit. The forces of gravity and extreme thermodynamics constantly crush and reshape every elemental layer we possess. Oxygen exists here merely as a geological byproduct of ancient planetary trauma. It is an aggressively reactive element that naturally seeks to violently bond with anything it touches. The isotopic analysis of our air reveals a continuous, chaotic chemical war occurring at the microscopic molecular level. Yet, this volatile gas has strangely accumulated without instantly triggering a global atmospheric combustion. The anomaly lies in a silent equilibrium maintained by our invisible geomagnetic shield. This fragile magnetic web currently forces the highly unstable oxygen molecules to temporarily pause their natural destructive tendencies today. But this magnetic barrier is not a permanent feature of the cosmos, it is a degrading mechanism experiencing rapid structural decay. As the underlying friction deepens, the very laws of physics dictate that this temporary containment field must eventually buckle under the crushing solar radiation pressure. Academic textbooks confidently sell us a comforting illusion of everlasting planetary stability. We are falsely taught that the celestial mechanics hovering above us provide a perfect, unshakable sanctuary. This institutional lie deliberately ignores the chaotic reality that our atmospheric balance is merely an accidental, fleeting phase. That exact illusion is secretly collapsing right now. Satellites tracking the magnetic poles detect massive fissures forming in real time, revealing a terrifying orbital decay. As the barrier violently fractures, unfiltered solar storms are already beginning to slowly heat the reactive oxygen we blindly depend on. Our very existence represents a bizarre statistical anomaly with a strict expiration date. We are merely breathing a postponed cataclysm. When the tectonic plates shift the planetary core enough to stall the magnetic dynamo, our entire atmosphere will rapidly transition into a boiling, inescapable toxic inferno. If the illusion of your safety is finally fading and you want to access the classified forensic files of our collective end, hit subscribe right now. We are not here to comfort you, we are the clinical archive of a dying universe documenting an imminent cosmic extinction. The atmospheric collapse will not be a visual spectacle, but a silent clinical failure. When the geomagnetic shield fails, primary solar radiation will penetrate the dermis in milliseconds. The initial thermal anomaly doesn't burn, it disintegrates cellular bonds, causing instantaneous systemic failure before the nervous system can even process the pain. The degradation around you will occur under the strict laws of thermodynamics. Reactive oxygen will boil, transforming the air into a metallic mist smelling of ionized ozone. The barometric crushing will emit a continuous subatomic low-frequency sound, while the ambient temperature reaches critical levels incompatible with any terrestrial biology. Under this pressure, our biomechanics reveal their absolute fragility. Lungs, designed to filter a peaceful gaseous mixture, will rapidly inhale a relentless corrosive agent. Cellular asphyxiation begins in the alveoli, oxidizing internal tissues and turning the very act of breathing into an accelerating mechanism of this inevitable and silent anatomical lethality. The human sensory ceiling will simply collapse as bodily fluids attempt to evaporate against this altered gravity. There will be no time to comprehend the existential horror of this acute organic breakdown. Because while human biology is methodically erased, astronomical mathematics reveals something even more terrifying in the records of this final event. Any hope of terrestrial defense is a grim mathematical joke. When orbital decay aligns our fragile atmosphere directly with the peak solar emission, tectonic plates will experience extreme friction due to the shifting atmospheric density. No containment technology will withstand this force, rendering any underground refuge a suffocating, pressurized trap. The colossal inertia of the universe crushes any illusion of immediate escape. Astrophysics proves that the radioactive storm's velocity will cover the celestial distance in just a few hours, hitting the planet with a kinetic mass impossible to deflect. Physically, escaping this dead zone is a logistical and thermal absolute impossibility. A brutal contrast exists between our ignorant routine and the implacable cosmos. While society remains oblivious, preoccupied with irrelevant threats, the solar system silently orchestrates the exact mathematics of our extinction. Our civilizational blindness does not pause the geological clock, it only ensures the end occurs in absolute silence. Share this classified file with someone who still looks at the sky and feels safe in their collective ignorance. Let them feel the crushing weight of this programmed cataclysm and the true meaning of the stellar void. The final mathematical deadline is running relentlessly, whether you believe in the lethal metrics or not. The exact mechanical rupture of our planetary infrastructure mathematically begins when severe orbital decay forces the ultimate collapse of the geomagnetic shield. Unfiltered solar radiation will systematically pierce the atmosphere, immediately turning our previously stable celestial environment into an active, aggressive industrial furnace without any biological consideration. This thermal invasion operates like an insensitive cosmic grinder, systematically vaporizing oceans and relentlessly fracturing the tectonic plates beneath us. The rapid isotopic analysis of this event confirms that Earth is not being murdered, it is merely being efficiently recycled by the relentless thermodynamics of a dying star. Every biological structure will be systematically dismantled at a molecular level as the gravitational pressure intensifies. There is no mathematical possibility of escape from this localized event horizon, as human biomechanics are ruthlessly overwhelmed by the sheer kinetic weight of an entirely hostile and collapsing solar system. As the planetary crust violently shatters under extreme astrophysics, the atmospheric mixture we once trusted becomes the primary catalyst for our rapid physical dissolution. But the true horror of this incoming cataclysm is not the physical destruction itself, it is the absolute philosophical darkness waiting behind it. The vast universe harbors no inherent malice toward our fragile species, but it also contains absolutely no rescue plan. We are facing a cold, mechanical void that operates with complete existential indifference to our suffering, quietly processing our imminent extinction as a completely irrelevant and minor anomaly. Every human achievement and memory will be efficiently pulverized and blindly reabsorbed by the deafening silence of the cosmos. Our atomic structure will simply scatter into the expanding galaxy, entirely erased from the permanent geological clock, as if this temporary biological experiment had never truly occurred here. This impending conclusion violently shatters the profound human arrogance of believing we were a special, protected entity within this terrifying machine. We are nothing more than fragile dust temporarily clinging to a decaying rock, hopelessly waiting for the precise moment the stellar gears decide to crush us. Facing this overwhelming frontier, what is your final conclusion? Go to the comments and type miracle if you blindly believe we were designed to survive this, or mistake if you accept we are a cosmic glitch about to be erased. Leave your mark before the screen goes dark.